You know that feeling? When someone's upset with you, and your stomach twists. When you say yes, even though you're tired, just to keep the peace. When you replay conversations in your head, wondering if you said something wrong. You tell yourself you're just being kind, that it's good to care about others. But deep down, you know it's more than kindness. It's survival. Because nothing scares you more than being disliked, disappointing someone, or being the reason someone pulls away. This is the psychology of the people pleaser. And it's not because you're weak or fake. It's because at some point in your life, love felt conditional. Most people who struggle with people-pleasing didn't just wake up one day with that habit. It's usually something learned very young, a pattern rooted in attachment and emotional safety. Maybe you grew up in a home where love and approval had to be earned, where affection came after obedience, not before, where good meant quiet, helpful, self-sacrificing. If you had a parent who was easily angered, emotionally distant, or inconsistent, you probably learned early that the safest thing you could do was to stay likable. You became hyper-attuned to other people's moods, reading faces, watching tones, adjusting yourself to prevent conflict. That's not manipulation, that's adaptation. In psychology, this is called fawning, a trauma response where you prioritize others' comfort to protect yourself from rejection or danger. Your nervous system learned that harmony equals safety. And so, even as an adult, when there's no threat, your brain still equates disagreement with danger. You probably have an invisible rulebook in your head. Rules like, don't make anyone uncomfortable. Don't say no, they'll think you're selfish. Don't upset people, they'll leave. These rules are powerful. They shape how you speak, act, even how you think. You apologize when someone bumps into you. You smile when you're hurt, laugh when you're angry, and say it's fine when it's absolutely not. Because somewhere along the line, you learned that peace at any cost is better than the pain of being unwanted. It's exhausting, isn't it? You spend so much energy trying to keep everyone happy, yet you rarely feel understood yourself. You say yes to things that drain you. You overthink texts, replay arguments, soften your opinions to avoid tension. You can't relax around people until you're sure they're okay with you. And even when they are, there's still that lingering question. Do they really like me? Or do they just like the version of me that agrees with everything? That's the paradox of the people pleaser. You give so much to feel loved, but it leaves you feeling empty, because the love you receive isn't for the real you. Let's look deeper. The need to please comes from a fear-based attachment style, often called anxious attachment. When you were small, connection wasn't consistent. Love felt unpredictable, sometimes warm, sometimes cold. So you developed a strategy. If I'm perfect, if I'm helpful, if I'm easy to love, maybe they'll stay. That's your inner child still speaking, the part of you that equates approval with survival. And your brain never unlearned it. Neuroscientifically, this pattern is reinforced by dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. Every time you please someone and they smile, thank you, or approve of you, your brain releases a tiny hit of dopamine. It feels like safety. It feels like relief. But that relief is temporary. Because when the approval fades, the anxiety returns, whispering, what if they change their mind about you? That's why people-pleasing becomes a cycle. You chase validation to quiet the fear of rejection, but every yes just feeds the fear more. You think you're doing it out of love, but it's often about fear. You think you're protecting others from discomfort, but really you're protecting yourself from abandonment. You think you're being generous, but what you're actually giving up is yourself, and it's not your fault. You were taught that love is earned, not given. So you made yourself small enough to fit into other people's comfort zones and called it kindness. But that's not love. That's self-erasure. Here's the thing no one tells you about constantly pleasing others. It breeds resentment, the quiet, invisible kind that builds up over time. You start to feel invisible in your own life. You say yes while silently wishing someone would say yes to you. You avoid conflict, but inside you're at war with yourself. You give everything but feel strangely disconnected, because your relationships are built on obligation, not authenticity. And when you finally do reach a breaking point, people get shocked. because you trained them to expect you to always be available, agreeable, and fine. They never saw the part of you that was screaming inside. So what does psychology say about breaking this pattern? It starts with awareness. You can't change what you don't see. Begin to notice the moments when you say yes out of fear instead of choice. Notice when your body tenses. That's your nervous system warning you that you're abandoning yourself again. Then practice what therapists call distress tolerance. It means learning to sit with the discomfort of someone not being pleased with you. That tightness in your chest when someone's disappointed. It's not danger, it's just discomfort. And you can survive discomfort. Each time you do, your nervous system rewires, slowly learning that you can still be safe even when someone's unhappy with you. Psychologists often encourage what's called assertive communication. Expressing your needs clearly and respectfully without apology. It doesn't mean being rude, it means being real. It sounds like, I care about you, but I can't do that right now. I hear you, but I need time to think. Or simply no, and the first few times you say it, you'll feel guilty. That's normal. That guilt isn't truth, it's conditioning. You're not hurting people by being honest. You're teaching them how to love you properly. Every people pleaser has a neglected inner child. The version of you who is scared of disappointing others. Healing means becoming the adult that child needed. That might look like saying, you don't have to make everyone happy to be safe. You're allowed to rest. You're still lovable, even when someone's upset with you. That's called self-validation, the practice of meeting your own emotional needs before chasing them from others. Over time, it becomes your new foundation. Because the truth is, you can't please everyone, and you were never meant to. But you can please yourself by being authentic, honest, and free. One day you'll notice it. You'll say no to something, and instead of panic, you'll feel peace. You'll realize that someone's disappointment doesn't destroy you. You'll start choosing people who love you for your boundaries, not just your sacrifices. And that's when you'll understand the goal was never to make everyone happy. It was to stop betraying yourself for the sake of belonging. If you've spent your life pleasing everyone, you're not broken, you're brilliant. Your sensitivity, your empathy, your ability to care, those are beautiful traits. They just need direction, because true kindness doesn't mean saying yes to everything. It means being honest enough to say no when it matters. It means realizing that love built on self-betrayal isn't love. It's fear dressed as affection, and you deserve more than that. You deserve relationships where you don't have to perform to be safe, where your no is respected as much as your yes, where love doesn't have to be earned, only received. So the next time you catch yourself trying to fix, appease, or prove, pause, take a breath. Ask yourself, what would love look like if I included myself this time? Because healing doesn't mean you stop caring about people, it means you finally start caring about yourself too. And that's when pleasing others turns into peace within.